The other school district participating in this year's Weatherfest is Gadsden Independent School District. You are going to be surprised by the incredible innovation that Gadsden High School has come up with. Joining me is their science teacher of physics, Gary Chavez. Gary, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
This is an amazing project. And what I love about it is the humanity in this project. Tell us about this.
Well, first of all, we were coached by our specialists in the process. And so it was design thinking. And so what happened is that we were genuinely thinking about the migrant person, being very empathetic to that person. And so that's what drove everything. And so we came up with a survivor kit, and we interviewed actual people that were crossing and what their needs were, and then we backed that up with AI research, and then we backed that up with Google Advanced Research. And so everything led to 4 things: security, food, water, and protection from other people.
And you've wrapped it all up into one little container that you can carry on your shoulder.
Yes.
Is it heavy? What's in there?
So our research, what's in there is all the 4 things I mentioned, but what drove our design was data and being empathetic to our user. And so our data says that a normal person, human person, can only carry about 40 pounds for about 5 hours. And so as we were designing, we got our project to 25 pounds, and we're still with everything that needs to be on there. And it's adjustable for people from 4 foot all the way to 6'5". And so that's where we're right now.
Gary, you've been at Gadsden High School a long time.
Yes.
And you're very proud of your school. It's very innovative, and you're trying to draw people on a number of STEM routes. Tell us about these routes.
Well, we have many programs at our school. And so, for example, some of the data collection came from College Success, but we have one member in our team that came from there. So that was where our interviews came around. We have people from the Pathway to Space program, and that's where a lot of the thinkers and problem solvers came from. And then we have many other programs. There's just too many to mention. There's maybe at least 10, 15 programs within our driveway, with our pathway.
So let me get this straight, Gary. How did you motivate your high school students to give up building their telescopes for a day?
Yeah.
Because if you're on a pathway to space, you're usually not doing stuff down here.
No.
And then you got them to come up with this great idea.
Yeah. Well, first of all, they came up with the idea because the design process asks us to think of someone that really needs to be serviced with a lot of heart.
Yeah.
And so when we did our data and stuff like that, what happened was that we were doing a design process, and it forced us to go into 3 categories. It was either health, environmental, or civil rights. And we ended up going health. And since this is Weatherfest, we decided to go climate change and how that drives like about 29 million people around the world to move, whether they like it or not. And so we were super empathetic to the person that was in dire need.
Yeah.
And so they can only collect things that's at their hand or what they see. And so our project is 100% recyclable. And so all the materials came from their homes or what they saw that we could probably use. And we would continuously sit together in our table and come up with solutions to come up with this program.
Gary, last brief question. We're almost out of time, but how do you motivate these kids to choose STEM? A lot of high schoolers, they give up on science.
No, well, in our school, we validate our kids. And so we make them understand that what they say counts.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're at.
That's
all it takes.
Gadsden's a school with heart.
Yeah.
All right, Gary, thank you so much. More information, ktsm.com. Click on that Studio 9 tab.